So we all know at this stage that Marina Mabrey has been traded from the Chicago Sky, and she was traded to the Connecticut Sun. But her reasoning for being traded, it just shows, again, like when we talk about the Fever being the most incompetent franchise in WNBA history, I mean, in the last 10 years, sure, Chicago Sky aren't far off. Before we get on to, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're trying to hit 24.7k. We're slowing down, but if we can even get like 36 by the end of the day, that would be insane. But Marina Mabrey, when she was asked for the reason for her trade request, she said this. Despite Chicago Sky securing an impressive win, and move came shock to fans because Mabrey seemed to be gelling with Angel Reese and other Sky teammates. Then it came out and she requested a trade. I came to play for James Wade, the system he had built and the vision he saw for me. I don't like to jump ship, so he left, and then I thought, okay, see what happens. James Wade was a Sky coach from 2019-2023 and led them to a WNBA championship 2021. Mabrey was traded to Chicago in February 23. Mabrey added that after a while, it's hard when you came for one thing and it didn't end up panning out to be a role, position, everything you originally wanted and planned on being with Wade. Clearly, Mabrey wasn't happy with her role in Chicago. So, leaving because of the coach is kind of crazy. But I will say, I think the team was, I think it was a situation where I think both of them were wanting to go in a different direction. I think the team were rebuilding. I genuinely do think the Chicago Sky are rebuilding. And I think that Marina Mabrey probably doesn't help them in that rebuild. But you can see other situations like when the Chicago Sky, when they traded Kat Copper. Kat Copper is one of the best players in the world. And when she was asked about leaving, she was basically saying that, okay, yeah, the reason I would have been happy to stay in Chicago, but basically they traded me. I would have been happy to stay in Chicago. And like the Chicago Sky team still basically play in a high school gym. It's actually berserk how bad their facilities are. But it does it does lead to the question being like how bad some of these bad organizations are ran. Like if you can imagine how bad some NBA organizations are ran, you can also just imagine how bad it can be when the money is a fraction of a percent. It's awful. You can see here, just like why did Mabrey request a trade? And this article right here. It's like a mid-season trade, often signals some kind of discord. If there were locker room issues, they didn't show on the court. And Mabrey has actually come out and said that, has said that it wasn't a locker room issue. Her teammates described as a leader. Weatherspoon played Mabrey more minutes than anyone else, even though Carter's emergence, a notable exception, was against Atlanta when Mabrey was benched. Until Mabrey comments on her motives, we can only speculate. Again, we've heard about it from the James Wade situation. Maybe the trades request signals competitive relentlessness from Mabrey to accept a smaller role to compete for a championship. It's the second time in 3 years she's requesting a move to lead the team. The thing was, when she was in Dallas, that just wasn't a good fit. Like, the problem with Dallas is they have Arike. Like, Arike is the reason. The ironic thing is that there's an entire thread, and it's talking about why Dallas are so bad. And like it was all basically talking about Arike after the All-Star game. And most of the comments were Arike. Like, they were like Natasha Howard at 36 in one of their games, and it was in the clutch, and Arike was shooting one-footed threes. So that is interesting. So you can see here, when Mabrey arrived in Chicago, the Sky were coming off the best 2-year stretch. They just won a championship. The core disbanded. The Sky had retained Copper and signed Courtney Williams and Alana Smith, who were both good. Mabrey was expecting to compete for a championship, while the Sky were expecting her to evolve into a superstar. Over the next 12 months, Copper, Williams, and Smith all left. Mabrey improved her defense and floor game, didn't make jumps to superstar. Mabrey's good. Mabrey's an almost star. She's a player that in any given year could be an all-star, but probably not an all-star in most situations. She got caught between two eras. A clean breakup may help the new era take shape. And that's exactly it. Like, Marina Mabrey's not that old, I don't think. Like, she's 27. Like, she is 2 weeks older than myself. So it's not like she's old. But also, if you look, what's her name is 2 years younger. Kennedy Carter is 2 years younger than Marina Mabrey. So, like, Kennedy Carter is 25. She's born in 1998. So she's still very young. She's still got, because of the way her game is, she's probably still got six or seven all-star level years. And you can see her working out with Chicago. Like, she fits better. And you've got Angel Reese. You've got Camila Cardoso. Like, Cardoso is 23. Angel Reese is just turned 22. So Cardoso is a year older than Angel Reese. And the fact is, they're going to get a top 6 or 7 pick this year. Like, there are players you can get. Heck, even in the late first round, we don't know how Hailey Van Lit's going to get on TCU. Like, she could be a very solid player. I know she's not a true point guard. She wasn't really at LSU. But, like, she wouldn't be too bad. She might not be too bad as a backup. And then Pow Pow could be there. Like, they could literally get their... like, that could get that point guard sorted. But for Mabrey herself, she is going to a Connecticut Sun team where, again, this is their last chance. Their best 4 players are all-stars. Or, sorry, are not all-stars. Are all-star level players. They're all free agents. Every single one of them is a free agent. And this is their one chance. They're going to lose at least one. There's no way to keep all of Bree Jones, Bonner. Like, DeWanna Bonner might retire. All-star year, great year. She might retire. Alyssa Smith might leave. And you might be able to keep Carrington, Mabrey, and Bree Jones. Which, if you can get some good players around them, that's a good team. And that is a very, very solid team. But it's not a championship team. And maybe that's just why Connecticut are like, they're like, okay, yeah, even if we lose 2 of our big 4, we're not losing Carrington. We might go and lose 2. Heck, there might be a situation where if we lose a DeWanna Bonner and Alyssa Thomas, if Thomas leaves and Bonner retires, where we can be like, okay, maybe, just maybe we can try to swing a trade maybe with Indiana. Swing a trade, send somebody to them and get an Alyssa Smith to Connecticut, maybe, to play with her girlfriend. But you never know. You just never know. So yeah, it is interesting. And I think more so than anything, it is that, like, the way the team was going, they mortgaged everything for like their present. With James Wade, they mortgaged everything for their present. That's all they wanted. They did everything to win the ring last year. And they were not even close. They were not even close whatsoever. So, yeah, I think it's not the worst decision in the world. I think it's an okay decision by Marina Mabrey. I think it's an okay decision by the Chicago Sky. I think it's fits. Mabrey wants to win the championship. The Sky wants to rebuild. It is what it is. So I don't hate the trade from either side. I think this is probably the end of it, where Mabrey has like officially said why she retired and why she even went in the first place. And yeah, it is what it is. And that is basically the end of the one trade we have seen this entire year. So anyway, that is the video. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree that it was a good trade for both parties? I think it gives Connecticut their best chance of winning this year. I think Connecticut are going to be gone after this year as far as in the foreseeable future. And it also means the Sky have a better chance of rebuilding. And also, the Sky, if the Wings end up shooting up, or say if the Wings end up doing badly, it still gives them a decent enough chance of a pick in the lottery if they go down there. And if the Sky get a lottery pick, I can get one of Kiki, Page, Malonga, or Morrow to add to their team, then all bets are off for a year or two with Reese, Cardoso, Kennedy Carter, and if they can add one of those lottery picks, they're going to be insane.